History is often written by the victors, edited for comfort, and polished to look like a tale of progress. But beneath the surface, hidden in dusty archives and forbidden books, lie stories that are darker, stranger, and far more disturbing than anything we were ever taught in school. These are the unseen truths, chilling facts that reveal just how bizarre, terrifying, and unexpected human history really is. Let's open that hidden vault of history. The first dark fact goes back to ancient Rome, a place famous for gladiators, emperors, and brutal spectacles. What most people don't know is that gladiator blood was once believed to have magical healing powers. After fights in the Colosseum, Roman doctors and even ordinary citizens would collect the blood of dead gladiators, sometimes still warm, and drink it. They believed it cured epilepsy and gave strength. Imagine the horror of standing in an arena where thousands are cheering, while outside vendors are selling cups of freshly spilled human blood like it's medicine. History books rarely tell you this, but it was a reality of Roman society. Now, travel to the Middle Ages. When the Black Death swept through Europe in the 14th century, killing nearly half the population, something even stranger followed. People believed plague victims could rise from their graves. This fear gave rise to one of history's earliest forms of anti-vampire burials. Archaeologists have uncovered skeletons with bricks forced into their mouths, spikes driven through their chests, and skulls crushed, all to prevent them from feeding on the living. Entire villages lived in terror, not just of disease, but of their dead neighbors returning for blood. It's like a medieval horror movie that was very real. Another unseen fact comes from the 1800s. In Victorian England, photography was new and expensive, but families had one haunting tradition: post-mortem photography. When a loved one died, especially a child, families would dress the body, paint the face to look alive, and pose them for a final photograph. Sometimes they propped the corpse with siblings, making it look like just another family portrait. Today, these images look chilling: children with glassy eyes, pale skin, and stiff postures, immortalized in what was meant to be a memory of love but feels like a photograph of death. Now let's talk about a fact hidden beneath the streets of Paris. Beneath the city lies the catacombs, where bones of over 6 million people rest in carefully stacked walls of skulls and femurs. But what many don't know is how those bones got there. In the 1700s, Paris's cemeteries were overflowing, graves spilling into the streets, corpses rotting in public, spreading disease. To solve the crisis, authorities secretly moved the remains at night. Entire wagon loads of bones were carted through the streets, priests chanting prayers as they dumped the dead into underground tunnels.
But history's darkness doesn't stop there. In Japan during World War II, a secret military unit known as Unit 731 conducted human experiments so disturbing that they were erased from school textbooks. Prisoners were frozen alive to test frostbite, infected with deadly diseases, and dissected without anesthesia. The terrifying truth? After the war, many of the scientists responsible were never punished. Instead, they were recruited by world powers for their knowledge. These horrors remain largely hidden, even though thousands of innocent people suffered in ways too gruesome to imagine. And then there's the tale of the dancing plague of 1518. In Strasbourg, hundreds of people suddenly began dancing uncontrollably in the streets. They danced for days, some collapsing from exhaustion, others dying of heart attacks or strokes. Yet they could not stop. Historians still debate whether it was mass hysteria, poisoned food, or even a kind of spiritual possession. Whatever it was, the image of an entire city dancing itself to death is one of the strangest and darkest moments of the past. Even in America's history, shadows linger. In the early 20th century, the Radium Girls worked painting glow-in-the-dark watch dials with radium paint. They were told it was safe, even encouraged to lick their brushes to get a fine point. Over time, their bones literally began to glow in the dark. As the radioactive paint poisoned their bodies from within, their jaws crumbled, their spines weakened, and many died young. The company denied responsibility until the women took their fight to court, changing labor laws forever, but only after unimaginable suffering. These are just a few of the unseen corners of history. Behind every polished textbook story lies a shadow, tales of superstition, cruelty, and strange human behavior that remind us the past was far darker than we imagine. So the next time you think history is just dates and battles, Remember, hidden beneath the surface are stories that feel more like nightmares, stories that remind us that truth is often stranger and scarier than fiction.